You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Hi, this is Del Morgado.
Hi, this is Tim Rose. I played Admiral Akbar in Return of the Jedi.
This is Kim Possible.
Amanda Cowell here.
Hey everyone, it's Tammy Stronach from The Neverending Story.
This is Jeremy Taggart from the Taggart and Torrance podcast.
Hey, this is Loki Corn Cosplay.
Hey, I'm DJ Jenny Rock from Neil and Johnny Drink in the Park.
And I'm Neil Young from Neil and Johnny Drink in the Park, Johnny's best friend.
You're not my best friend.
You're my best friend.
Not.
Hello, this is Dr. Steve-O.
Hello, this is Andrew Chalmers, the writer and doctor in Doctor Who Dark Journey.
Hey, what's cracking, y'all? It's your boy J-Rock. You know I'm Sierra Era Igra. You're listening to Droids Canada podcast.
Enjoy your chimichanga.
Warning. Listener discretion is advised.
That means there's a lot of fucking swearing.
Hello. All right, and here we go. Droids Canada, Con Stranger. I'm here in Niagara Falls Comic Con. I have found Chris Owen, a.k.a. the Sherminator. How you doing today?
Can't complain, man. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Oh, not bad at all. We're here on day 3. Finally got the chance to be able to have a little quick chat with you now. Your time in film, you've done so many different genres of movies, from your comedy to your teen comedy to your thriller. Now, what is the movie that you have done that has stuck out the most, that you have said to myself, yes, I love this one?
That's a tough one. I mean, just doing the original American Pie was so much fun. I mean, it was just a bunch of people trying to make the funniest movie that they could make. Mm-hmm. Nobody was really anybody. I mean, other than Eugene Levy and whatnot. It was just a bunch of new guys. I mean, it was the funniest thing of Sean William Scott, who plays Stifler.
That was his first role, was it not?
Yeah. So he's we're in between scenes. He's just nervous and talking to me because at that point, I guess I was kind of more of the the old the guy,
seasoned vet.
Exactly.
Nice.
At 18. So making that movie was just a lot of fun.
With the cast of that movie, it actually seems like it would have been fun, been a party off the set as well as the jokes and the laughing and the having fun on set.
Oh yeah, 100%. A lot of times people, they'll ask was it really fun making this and that? And some movies it's just work. You're just trying to get through it. You're there to work. But that was one of the most laid back, just good time sets that I've ever been on.
Mm-hmm. So then moving to something Towards the Mist.
Oh, okay.
That is, I would say, almost the opposite to what American Pie would be.
Well, the funny thing is that Frank Darabont, the guy who directed it, he's actually, when people ask me what my favorite film is, my go-to easy answer was always Shawshank Redemption. I've watched it so many times. I mean, I'm old, I'll date myself, but even I had the VHS, seen it so many times.
I have said so many times Brooks was here and people have no idea what I'm talking about, and then I yell at them and say you have to watch that, and then say have you watched Weird Science? What's that? Damn it. Here. I give them VHS copies and say, find one, and this is homework for you.
Exactly. No, yeah, there's just those lists of must-sees. So when because I auditioned for that one, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to get this. You never get the ones you want. The roles that you want, you put pressure on it. They can smell you. They can smell it in the room that you want it, and they're like, you're not going to have it. But because my character only has so many scenes in it, I actually had to, spoiler alert, it's been 18 years. It's been a while, so I think everyone's had their chance. I had to basically reenact my death scene, just kind of pretend to do it there in the casting room for them.
Oh, yeah.
But that was hilarious because it's such a dark, messed up movie. But Frank had been trying to make that movie for 18 years because that ending that's attached to it, that's not from the actual Stephen King story. Darabont came up with that on his own, and he's good friends with Stephen King because of Shawshank, Green Mile, and all that. And Stephen King was like, yeah, go for it. And so for 18 years, he shopped that movie around. And they were like, yeah, well, let's make it. We'll give you this, we'll give you that, but you got to change the ending. And he refused to do it. And so for him, it was he was giddy. the entire time that we were making it. So it's like, people are screaming and dying, and every time Frank's like, cut, just like having this great time. Mm-hmm. So that was a dream, although that was also the hardest I've ever worked on anything. They kicked the crap out of me on that movie.
Now, when was it that you started in film that, what, this is what I'm going to do? Was it like major pain? Like when did you know this is my career, this is my life, this is what I was born to do?
Well, I'm one of those guys that kind of fell into it. I was the quiet kid. I liked just sit and play with my Legos. I was not. I know a lot of guys that I've worked with were like the ones that like the family would come over and everybody would they'd be out performing in front of the groups of people and everything. Mm-hmm. That was never me. I was never a spotlight guy. Mm-hmm. I just through a friend ended up going to a workshop when I was like 10 years old. And she saw me. I was, I was 10. I looked like I was like 7. I had big ears, red hair. She just saw me and was like cash signs. So I was just like, all right, let's do this. And I had no idea what I was doing. I was having fun. So it was it just kept happening.
Did you find it difficult to be able to make that switch? Like I myself can totally relate to that. I was that shy, quiet, have difficult talking to people. Turning that switch to be able to be this one guy, click, to now I am this person who's on TV, I'm out in the public, people know who I am. Did you find it difficult being able to do that at the beginnings?
Well, I mean, yes and no. Just because it's great, like everyone's always, a lot of people tell me like, I couldn't do that when you've got all these people watching and that. But when you're shooting, you don't even really realize who's around.
Used to everything.
Yeah, you're just in it. And then in my day-to-day life, I did this movie Angus that nobody saw. I mean, there's like 15 people who saw it. And
I have totally seen that movie.
Okay, so you're like number 16. I really appreciate that.
I have a family member who's a little bit bigger and whatnot, and that movie was like, oh my God, like that's
right.
That's being brought to the forefront now, and
I had a bigger gentleman that came and he was just like, I love that movie. He's like, big guys can get the girl. I was like,
100%,
exactly,
100%.
Exactly. So,
today's day and age now, it kind of seems that things are a little bit different than what it was for me. Being a child of the '90s, growing up in the '90s, where like somebody was made fun of for this or someone was pointed out for being this. Now it seems that more everyone is being accepted for who they are, not what they look like, not what they do. Everyone is being accepted, and which is a great thing. And some of those coming of age movies could have kind of maybe turned some people's thoughts around on things like that.
Yo-ho. I mean, it's always great to do to do a film that has a great message. Like, I actually did a film called October Sky that is actually, if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's a great movie.
Go see it.
Jake Gyllenhaal, if you can find it. I'm sure you can stream it somewhere at this point. But Jake Gyllenhaal and Laura Dern, Chris Cooper, like really great cast. And a great movie with a great message. And as much as I love making people laugh with like American Pie and everything, it is great to know that you can also do the movies like Angus and October Sky that really kind of put out that positive message and tell people like you can do this or you can be this. And
sure.
And yeah, I would like to think that through the years that has kind of helped us get to where we are now.
Excellent. Last question for you. What's next up for Chris Owen? What are you working on?
Actually just did a couple days on Sharknado 6, which is I'm a part of the Sharknado family now. So that one I'm not sure when it's coming out.
Being a part of Sharknado is a badge of honor now.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Is like from from Sugar Ray to like the cast of the Today Show to it went from this what the heck is this movie to this movie's friggin' amazing to Shark Week's coming up. They got to have the next one coming out soon.
Exactly. My scene, other than the actual like original, the cast was with Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. Yep.
Nice.
Awesome guy. And Vivica Fox, who was just incredible. She was so sweet. Yeah. So
does she have a death scene almost like Kill Bill or? Don't give it away. No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. That's what we don't do. So, Chris Owen, thank you so much for your time. This is Droids Canada here. Con Stranger with Chris Owens. Have a great time rest of your day at Niagara Falls Comic Con. Thank you.
My pleasure, man. Have a good one.
Thank you.
His eardrums were scientifically altered for world peace. His ears are more finely tuned than yours or mine. can listen to a podcast from a mile away. He is the most dedicated podcast fan in the world. I do not always listen to podcasts, but when I do, I prefer the Tangent Bomb Network. Keep listening, my friends.